सभी को राधे राधे। आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं द लिविंग वर्ल्ड का चैप्टर क्लास 11 का फर्स्ट चैप्टर, जिसमें हम पढ़ेंगे पार्ट 2। वहाँ गया एनसीईआरटी रीडिंग के पार्ट 2 पे। तो लेट्स स्टार्ट। डाइवर्सिटी इन द लिविंग वर्ल्ड। इफ़ यू लुक अराउंड यू विल सी अ लार्ज वेराइटी ऑफ ऑर्गेनिज्म, be it potted plant, insect, birds, your pets or other animals and plants. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are all around you. If you were to increase the area that you make observation in, the range and variety of organisms that you would increase obviously. If you were to visit a dense forest, or you would probably see a much greater number and kind of living organisms in it. Each different kind of plant, animal and organisms that you see represents a species. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity, or the number and type of organisms present on Earth. We should remember here that as we explore new area and even old ones, new organisms are continuously being identified. As stated earlier, there are millions of plants and animals in the world. We know the plant and animals in our own area by their local names. These local names would vary from place to place, even within a country. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if we did not find way to mean to talk to each other to refer organisms we are talking about. Hence, there is a need of standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This process is also called nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to. This is identification. In order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established procedure to assign a scientific name to each known organism. This is acceptable. This is acceptable to biologists all over the world. For plants, scientific names are based on agreed principles and criteria which are provided into International Code for Botanical Nomenclature (ICBN). You may ask, how an animal's name? Animals taxonomists have evolved International Code of Zoological Nomenclature (ICZN). The scientist's name ensures that each organism has only one name. Description of any organism should enable the people in any part of the world to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other non-organism. Biologists follow universally accepted principle to provide scientific name to no organism. Each name has two components: the generic name and specific epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. This meaning system gives the Carl's Linnaeus is being practiced by biologists all over the world. This naming system used to word format and found convenient. Let us take example of mango to understand the way of providing scientific name better. The scientific name of mango is written as Mangifera indica. Let us see how is the binomial name. In this name, Mangifera represents the genus, while indica is a particular species or specific epithet. Other universal rule of nomenclature are as follow. This is very important para, so must remember this para 1 to 4. Okay, first is biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. They are Latinized and or derived from Latin irrespective to their origin. The first word is a biological name represent the genus while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Third, both the word is a biological name when handwritten are separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. Fourth, the first word denotes the genus start with a capital letter while the specific epithet start with small letter. It can be illustrated with the example of Magnifera indica. Name of the other name of the author represent after the specific epithet that is at the end of the biological name and is written in a abbreviated form. Example Magnifera indica Lin. It indicates that these species were first described by Linus. Since this is nearly impossible to study at all the living organisms, it is necessary to derive Davis some mean to make this possible. This process is classification. Classification is a process by which anything is grouped in convenient category based on some easily observable character. For example, we easily recognize group such as plant or animal or dogs, cat, insect. The moment we use any of these terms, we associate certain character with the organism in the group. What image do you see when we think of a dog? Obviously, each of us will tell dog and not cat. Now, if we were to think of Australians, we know that we are talking about. Similarly, suppose we are to say mammals, you will of course thinking of a animal with external ear and body hair. Likewise in the plant, if we try to talk about of wheat, the picture we each of mind will be of wheat plant, not a rice and any other plant. Hence all these dogs, cat, mammals, wheat, rice, plant, animals, etc. are convenient category we use to study organisms. The scientific term of the category is taxa. Here you must recognize that taxa can indicate category at same different level. Plant and also the taxa. Wheat is also the taxa. Similarly, animal, mammals, dog are also taxa. But you know that dog is a mammal and mammals are animal. Therefore, animal, mammal or dog represent taxa at different level. Hence, based on the character, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process of classification is taxonomy, external and internal structure along with the structure of cell developed process and ecological information of organisms are essential and form the basis of modern taxonomic study. Hence, characterization, identification, classification and nomenclature are the process that are based of taxonomy. Taxonomy is not something new. Human beings have always been interested in knowing more and more about the various kind of organisms, particularly with reference to their own use. In early days, human beings needed to find source of their basic need of food, clothing and shelter. Hence, the earliest classification were based on users various organisms. Human beings were since long not only interested in knowing more about different kind of organisms and their diversities, but also the relationship among them. This branch of study is referred as systematics. The word systematic is derived from the Latin word systema, which means systematic arrangement of organisms. Linus and systema nature. Linus used systema nature and as the title of publication. The scope of systematics were later enlarged to include identification, nomenclature, and classification. Systematic take into account evolutionary relationship between organisms. Thank you.